I would say America doesn't have one culture as a whole like Japan does.
Food. Some.
There is kebab everywhere.
Schools are completely, just per class, you're completely mixed with people from all over the place. So,
hey guys, Ask Japanese, it's Cathy Cat, and today we're gonna go head out and ask foreigners who have come to Japan if they think that Japan is a multicultural country or maybe not at all. Let's go and ask foreigners in Japan. Don't forget to subscribe for more stuff. Ready, go! And today's topic is...
Do you think Japan is multicultural?
Yes or no? I'll let you vote. Here is your pen. Take it away!
from a distance, perfect. Yes.
I'm going to say yes too, but I don't think Japan knows that it's multicultural. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that statement.
Yep. Yes, there we go.
I don't think so.
Say no, probably. I'm gonna say no.
You both said yes. Give me your reasons.
I think that Japan is very open to a lot of culture, so I find that to me is they're open to new cultures, they're open to multicultural things, especially with regards to fashion, music, lots of different cultures coming into play with music especially. So I think Japan is more open to multiculturalism, and they like to migrate it into a Japanese fashion. So I think, yeah, in that sense, they are very multicultural.
Yeah, you say yes. Why do you say yes? But you were like, yes, why?
Because I think Japan really likes to be very traditional and very Japanese, and it likes to say that we are Japan and we are this way, but people don't realize that even in the language, with a lot of katakana language and words like pan for bread, pan is French, pan is Spanish, they have a lot more than I think they as a country think they do.
Compared to your country, name me your country and what's different multicultural-wise compared to Japan.
Wow, we are both from America.
Yeah.
Ours is very much in food, and then we have a lot of people of different cultures. So those people bring their own cultures over, and then it integrates in American society, but it still stays that culture. It's not, I would say America doesn't have one culture as a whole like Japan does.
I actually read that in school. Instead of being a melting pot, it's a salad bowl of cultures, is what I've been told.
I think that makes sense, actually. That's a good analogy.
Generally, the looks that you see, like in America, you're so used to seeing so many different people, and then you come to Japan, and especially if you go into the countryside and you leave Tokyo, you see a lot of Japanese people all the time. So they have that influence of language and they have that influence of people from other cultures, but you don't always see it as much as you see it in America. America, especially where I'm from Los Angeles, you walk down the street and you see so many different kinds of people. Or in the food. Where I'm from, Mexican food is just food. It's not Mexican food. It's just a part of who you are and what you eat every day.
You say you see so many kinds of people. Could you be a bit more specific about that?
A lot of different colors of people, a lot of different fashions and things, just like tattoos. You see people in America just walking down the street with tattoos. You don't see that as much in Japan.
More diversity.
Yeah.
You both said yes. Why so?
Mainly that you're very accepting of most people when they come through, and I think you're very polite to everyone. So I think, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, accepting of people, what do you mean?
Extremely helpful and, no judgment. So, yeah.
Your reason you think it's multicultural, why?
Because it has got more cultural than what we have in Australia. Culture here internally is beautiful. The people are fabulous, so polite, nothing's a hassle. You don't kind of get this back in Oz.
No, you're both saying that Japanese culture is very polite and accepting, but what makes it multicultural in your opinion?
Still a lot of different people here, like a lot of visitors and whatnot, so all different things, different fashion. Yep.
They seem to be accepting of every culture that comes through. Doesn't matter of your race or your background. Everyone seems to accept you.
Is that different in Australia?
Sometimes it can be, yeah. Depends where you are.
No, multicultural-wise, how is the multiculture in Japan different to the multiculture in Australia?
Good question. I think that Australia, it's a younger country, so there's probably a lot more diverse backgrounds, and maybe in Japan it's more contained to Japan, maybe just because of like immigration policies and whatnot.
They've got more history here, longer been around for, as Australia is a fairly newish country, so they've followed their tradition more than what we have.
And you all voted for no, so each one of you, please tell me why you think Japan is not multicultural.
In the place we live, it's really multicultural. Lots of people from Africa, North Africa, even Portugal and all that, India. And here we really see the difference. Only Japanese, just few tourists. Voilà.
Like next to Paris, we've got lots of different restaurants from other countries. And right here, it's great, but there is only few Turkish food. Some.
There is kebab everywhere. Where we live, we see a lot of cultures, and we live in different cultures. Here, we live Japanese style.
For as long as I've been here, I've been in Yamagata, which is the countryside. So there's not many foreigners there, which is why I've gotten the impression that it's not very multicultural. And so I'm in a group of people who are from Canada, so it's a program. And because of that, whenever we go to visit schools, and so we're all Canadians, we go to visit schools and everybody's screaming because they've never seen a foreigner before. And that gives me the impression that it's not as multicultural as other countries that I've lived in.
Right, so you're really on the countryside then?
Yeah.
How long have you been here for?
I've only been here for 2 weeks.
Right, so it's like a cultural exchange on the countryside thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So compared to that, how multicultural is Japan?
Well, Tokyo here, I've seen that there's quite a lot of different cultures here, at least, especially compared to the countryside. I've even had some people approach me speaking English. So, so compared to what I've seen of Japan, this Tokyo, or at least Harajuku, is definitely very multicultural.
So compared to Canada, how cultural is it?
Compared to Canada, it's not very multicultural, because in Canada, a lot of white people, but there's many other cultures as well, whereas here, most people are Japanese.
Right. So, like, how is Canada? How multicultural is Canada?
Very multicultural, and I live very close to the, about 6 hours from the capital, but I live very close to Toronto, so we have a lot of immigrants coming in, and we live in a city where it's very popular for immigrants, so we're very multicultural, at least where I live.
What's different?
Well, you can see the people, obviously, but also there's, at least where I live, we have a lot of gatherings of different cultures, of people celebrating their traditions and culture, and that's very interesting to see. Like, sometimes when you go to the beach or to the park, there's like big gatherings for some kind of festival from some other country because there's so many people.
Both of you said no. Let me know why.
I only can compare to our country. So in England, we literally have people from everywhere. There's just, for example, myself and Emily were walking along where we're staying, and we're just getting stared at in a nice way, not in a horrible way at all. I think it's just because it's so far away. There's not many people I don't think, that live here that are from all over the place, unlike our country where schools are completely, just per class, you're completely mixed with people from all over the place. So yeah, that's why I think that it's not. Maybe in a couple of years' time it might be, but not at the moment.
So people stare at you. Where are you staying? Which part of Tokyo?
Ueno.
Ueno, right. Do you think it's maybe the blonde hair?
The blonde hair, the blue eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what you said also non-multicultural. Why?
Mostly the kind of same thing, really. There's lots of culture, definitely lots of culture, but not so many different ones. But there is a lot of good culture, but just not loads of different ones, not multi.
Yeah. Right. Has someone talked you up because of your hair so far?
Yeah, we accidentally went to a singles bar without realising it, so we got a lot of male attention by accident, and we were like, oh.
It was we just were like, oh, everyone's so friendly, but somebody told us, they were like, this is where you go when you're single and you want to meet people. We're like, okay.
Right, so you accidentally went into a singles bar.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was really nice.
Did people say anything about your hair?
Yes, I think because I've got quite curly hair, people were saying that I look like I was from the 80s because of the curly hair. But mostly the eyes, I think.
Yeah, most people got big eyes and blue eyes. Yeah.
So how is it compared to the UK? How is the culture there? How multicultural is the UK?
Very, very multicultural. There is literally people from everywhere, isn't there? Everywhere, and it's you would never see somebody and be like, oh, look at them. You would just be like, oh, that's my mate Jack, or everyone is just yeah, we're all together basically. It's not even just our town alone. We live in a small town, not near London or anything, and it is so cultured. There is just, yeah, everyone is from everywhere. It's nice, but it's nice here how it's just so traditional to their culture and stuff. We don't quite have that at home anymore.
Yeah, well, England doesn't really have its own culture. It's just a bit of a mix between lots of different cultures, but which is nice. But yeah, this has its own culture, which is really nice.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. Some people seem to think that Japan is a country that is very multicultural. For example, there's katakana to incorporate English word into their alphabet. There are 3 alphabets here in Japan. But also what some people mention is that there are less racial minorities out on the streets. You see less racial minorities like the guys from France mentioned. However, when you go over to the countryside, things are getting even more Japanese and more traditional. So in the cities, you generally meet a greater variety of the different cultures. Now guys, how is it in your country? Is there a great mix of people, or is it actually not such a great mix compared to other countries you might have been to? Let us know in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to reading it, and don't forget to subscribe for more stuff from us. Catch you soon on Ask Japanese. Bye!